Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to unbox my Azure Standard order with you guys. Before I put it all away, I love watching Azure haul videos and I love doing them so you can see what I got from Azure Standard. And also, if you've never heard of Azure Standard, you want to tune in because I'm telling you, it is one of the best things that you can do when it comes to filling up your pantry with great products and buying in bulk. So if you're new here, my name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee in Zone 7B. And on this channel, we talk about all things homesteading, primarily garden, but I do take into the kitchen quite often and we cook things from scratch. We do DIYs, and then I also show you my Azure Standard hauls. So I've been shopping with Azure Standard for, I want to say, at least 3 years now, and I have never ever had an issue. Never ever. And if you're interested in Azure Standard, I do have a link down in the description below that you can click on that link and go find out all about it. But let me just tell you a little bit about it. So basically, it's like an online food co-op. So if you're in an area where you're used to co-ops or stores that sell things in bulk, imagine that, but online. And so basically what you do is you put in your zip code when you go to the site that's in my link, and it will tell you what is your closest, what they call a drop. So a drop means that people, you and other people in your community or surrounding areas are placing orders online for these bulk items, and then they do a drop once a month to your specific area that is closest to you, and they come on an 18-wheeler with everybody's stuff. Now, I say closest to you because that is relative. I am fortunate that my drop is only 15 to 20 minutes away from my house, but I know several people drive like an hour to go to their drop. So click on the link below, find out where the closest drop to you is, so that way you know already how close is close, right? Because that's relative. But I will say, would I drive an hour? I would. I probably would change the way that I order if I was driving an hour. But because it's like 15 or 20 minutes from me, I don't really have to think about the distance. I used to order from Azure every single month, and now I'm pretty much on I would say 2 to 3 month cycle, just because I've built up my bulk items over time. And so usually I'm on a cycle of replacing things or trying some new things and things like that. So I don't order usually every month. I usually do every 2 to 3 months. So what you're going to see is on my latest order. And when I say they have everything, they have everything: fruit, produce, seed starts, gardening supplies, grains, beans, cleaners, essential oils, medicine. They have everything. And so if you've never tried it, definitely go check it out. The other thing that I like about Azure Standard is that you can find a lot of organic options, and organic options in bulk. Also, they usually have, for lots of things, you can buy it in plastic or you can buy it in glass. So if you're really particular about, you don't like, let's say maybe your apple cider vinegar in plastic, they also have glass options. And again, you can buy it in bulk. So if you have a big family, or maybe it's just you, and you buy in bulk, this is a great resource for you. So let's dive in and let's see what I got from Azure Standard. So the first thing that I got is new to me. I got some organic peeled garlic, and it came, I want to say, yeah, it came 3 to a pack. I want to say you could have gotten, I don't remember if you could have gotten one or not. It's strong too. It smells just like garlic. So I got this because you guys know, obviously I grow my own garlic, but I am down to my last few of garlic that I actually grew myself. And so it is March. And so clearly I'm not going to make it until I have garlic again. I won't have garlic again until end of May. So I got to make it 2 or 3 more months. And one of the ways that I use garlic after, the summer season has come and gone, I take all of my garlic that I have left and I actually process it in the food processor with a little bit of olive oil, and I make what we call garlic pucks. And so it's basically garlic and olive oil. It's kind of like in a puck or a ball. I flash freeze it, and then once it's frozen, I put them into a Ziploc bag. So when I'm cooking with garlic, whether I'm making greens or gravies or whatever it is, I just take one of those pucks and I can add it to whatever I'm cooking. What that does is it saves me from having to chop up garlic and peel it every single time that I cook. Now I'll tell you, now to get it that way, the day that when I have garlic processing day, it's a couple hours. It is to peel all of the garlic that I've had for the summer and to get it in that form. It does take 2 to 3 hours. But once I do it, I am smooth sailing for the rest of the year. So what I did was, instead of me buying bulb garlic, I bought some garlic. I got smart, already peeled. And I'm going to put this in my food processor with a little bit of olive oil and make those pucks. Matter of fact, let me show you what one of those looks like. That way you can have a visual. Okay. So here are my garlic pucks. Read that date right there. What does that say? October 2024. So this bag was chock full of garlic pucks. And you see I only have a handful left. And it's March. So this bag has gotten me all the way until now. And that's not the only thing that I did with my garlic. I also made garlic olive oil and I made garlic confit. If you want to see how I did that, I do have a video and I'll pop it up here. But basically, this is what the garlic puck looks like. That is nothing but chopped up fine garlic with a little bit of olive oil just to kind of make it stay together. And it's like a puck. But it's nothing but straight garlic. So you just pop it in your dish and it's going to instantly thaw out if you're making soup or whatever like that. And then you have your garlic to go. Now I'll double bag it so that it doesn't make my whole freezer smell like garlic. So that is what I'm going to do. Now, I did think that these were going to be bigger. You can see these cloves. Let's just open a pack. Are really small. Smaller than I anticipated. Otherwise, I probably would have got more packs. See, these cloves are small. The garlic that I buy, the cloves are really, really big. But I'm glad that I didn't have to peel this. So that's number one. So basically, I'm just going to take all of these packs. Let's see how many are in here. 1, 2. It is strong, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like there's 6 of these in each of these. And I have a 3, so there's 18. So it'll be interesting to see how many pucks I get out of this. Yeah, I would have wanted it to be bigger. But it was my first time ordering it. But then also, I was actually doing a Sam's order today because I have to pick up a Sam's order later this week. And I'm new to Sam's. I normally do Costco's. But they had, and Costco's I think has it too, they had a big bag of peeled garlic as well. So I went ahead and grabbed one of those. And so what I'll do is when I get that order this week, I'll just mix it with this and this. And I think that'll make us enough garlic pucks to last us until we have our own fresh garlic again. But also with Azure Standard, you can also buy the bulb garlic. I bought that before fresh, if you want garlic that you can peel. And I think they sell it in 3, 5, and 10 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. So that's also a good thing that you can buy. So next, I got some coconut aminos. And so this is a good replacement for soy sauce. It's less in sodium and it's just a little bit more healthy. And so this is my first time getting this. And this is organic and I got it in the glass option. So this is also, again, something else that you can get there. I also got some apple cider vinegar. This is raw with the mother and it is organic. Again, this is glass and this is a 16-ounce jar, just like the coconut aminos. Then I got some baking powder. This is the Rumford that doesn't have the aluminum in it. So I got one of these to have handy. Then this is one of my favorite things. I always keep this in my pantry, and it is the honey. It is pure raw honey. It is organic. This is a glass jar, and this is a 3-pound glass. This flavor is orange blossom. It tastes so good. So I go between the orange blossom and the wild, I think it's called wild berry. Yeah, I think it's called wild berry. I go between those two. They both taste great. And I'm not like a honey person. Like I don't just like eat honey like on a lot of stuff. I use it in my bread. And then my daughter likes honey like when I make rolls and things like that. But I'm not a big honey person. I'm kind of particular about how honey tastes. And I did a video when I first bought this from Azure Standard and I tasted it on camera. I couldn't even hide the fact that stuff was good. It was so good, like out of the jar good. And then also we make an elderberry syrup and we use the honey from Azure Standard as well. And we buy it in like a big, it might be like, I don't know, 15 or 20 pounds. It's huge. huge that we buy from Azure Standard as well. So you can get, usually things will come, like you can get a single. If you want to try something out, you can get it in 3s or sometimes 6s, and then you can go from, you know, small to large. So there's many options in between depending on your family size and what you want to get. Okay. Okay, the other thing that I got is some Thai jasmine rice. And so I usually buy most of my, I call them specialty rices, from Azure Standard. So I'll get a jasmine, I'll get a basmati from there. Now, when it comes to like white rice, I like parboiled white rice because I just like the texture of it. And they don't sell that at Azure Standard. They have like a long grain white rice, but they don't have it parboiled. And that's kind of what I like when it comes to like a white, just a standard white rice. But this is organic as well. So I love the fact that you can get organic options, because when I go to the local grocery store, like a Publix, Walmart, Kroger's, a lot of times they don't have the organic options in some of these things that I get from Azure Standard. And so this is a 5-pound bag, and I could have got a bigger one as well. Then I also got some brown basmati rice. So you can get the white basmati rice, or you can get the brown. So I get the brown, mostly brown. When I get the basmati rice, I always get it from Azure Standard. This is also a 5-pound bag, and it's also organic, and it does wonderful in the rice cooker. So I get, like I said, all of my grains and stuff. I get all of my beans and stuff from Azure Standard, and I usually buy those in 50-pound bags. And so I typically do not have to buy those. I'll use some, like, you know, in the short term, but most of it goes into my long-term food storage that we have in the root cellar. And y'all, I just pulled out some lentils last week to cook that were from December 2020 that I got from Azure Standard, because it was a 50-pound bag. And so I still have those lentils, and I think I had bought 2 50-pound bags. So that might be, I don't know, one of the ones. But of course, beans don't go bad, but I have it again in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber, and that Mylar bag is inside of a 5-gallon bucket. So there ain't nothing happening to those beans. And so it's so great to be able to buy in bulk and have it in either your short or your long-term storage. But they have all kinds of beans: pinto beans, black beans, lentils, cannellini beans, just all the things that you would want. And then also I get my active dry yeast from Azure Standard. So this is gotta pull it back. This is a 1-pound bag of the active dry yeast. And so I always try to keep an extra one of these. I have one in my freezer, so this is like a backup. And I just put this in my freezer so that it stays fresh. And then powdered sugar. And this is a 5-pound bag. This is organic again as well. So I love the organic options, because you can go to the store and get the little, I call it like a plastic pouch of powdered sugar. You know, it's like a little, you know, a little plastic rectangular thing. It's gonna cost you like $2. Well, you can just get you powdered sugar in a 5-pound bag. Because a lot of times, like when I'm making like cream cheese frosting or glaze for a cake, you usually use a cup of powdered sugar if you're making like a bundt cake with icing and things like that. So you can go through it pretty fast if you're baking a lot like I am, okay? The other thing that I got, I already put in the freezer, was blueberries. Frozen blueberries. I got a 5-pound box. When I tell you the blueberries are 100% amazing, they are 100% amazing. They are so like big and thick, and they taste so good. I think this is my 3rd time getting the blueberries. Always keep those on hand. Other fruit that I've gotten that I didn't get this time, because I still have it in my freezer, are mangoes. They have really good mangoes. We use it in smoothies. And then also I freeze dry it. They have strawberries, they have raspberries, they have cranberries, they have everything, any fruit that you probably could want. Another favorite that I have that we get from there are the French fries. That's a favorite. What else? Y'all, there's so many things. I'm sure you'll see it on another video. I just didn't have it in my order this time because I already have it. But then, let me see if I can lift this up. I also got, what size is this? Anyway, this is organic polenta, so yellow corn grits. My family loves yellow corn grits. This is a 25-pound bag. And then I also have a 25-pound bag of all-purpose flour, and then I have a 25-pound bag of cane sugar. So I always, again, buy my sugar, my flour, and stuff in bulk. Now, this all-purpose flour I use this in my long-term storage as a backup. I don't normally buy their flour and use it right away, but I like to keep at least 25 pounds in case I need it. The flour that I bake with is from King Arthur. I guess I'm a snob when it comes to flour. For whatever reason, that gives me the best results. That's what I like, is the King Arthur. So that is what I keep on hand when just in my house when I'm baking, but I always have some all-purpose flour in my root cellar in my long-term storage, because sometimes I'll go out there to get my flour in the freezer and I'm like, oh my God, that's the last one. I can just go out here and pop and still make bread. But overall, I like the King Arthur flour a tad better when it comes to like baking, special things. So y'all, that is what my Azure order is. And as you can see, I got a variety of things. I have rice, I have grains, I have sugar, I have honey, garlic, fruit. The options are endless. And I think that where we are today in terms of the climate in the world, with food prices going up, the tariff situation, food is going to get more expensive. And I think more than ever, we have to kind of take charge of our own food security and try as much as possible to be sustainable, like be able to have your own grocery store within your house. And buying bulk is one way to do that, that you're not ripping and running. I remember when I did used to buy bulk, I was ripping and running to the store every time I needed something. Oh man, we're out of ketchup, and oh, I don't have rice. Just going back and forth to the store multiple times in a week. But now, y'all, literally, I go to the grocery store maybe once every like 10 days. And that's just to get things that are perishables, that I don't grow usually, or, cleaners and things like that, just whatever. But it's not because, oh my goodness, I don't have rice and I need to get rice for this dinner that I'm cooking tonight. That's not usually what it is. So I can't say enough great things about Azure Standard. What I want to know is if you are already Azure Standard happy customer, let me know what is your favorite thing from Azure Standard, because I'm always looking for stuff to try out and to add to my list. And then if you have not tried Azure Standard below, please go to the link in my description and let me know how close a drop is to you, and let me know if you're going to try it out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today and for seeing my Azure Standard haul before I put it up. Remember, this is all a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.